got to hear what Rhea Ripley just said about Jade Cargill, and it backs up so much of what everyone already knows about Jade Cargill. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what she had to say because WrestleMania 40 is upon us. Philadelphia, April 6th, April 7th, both of these phenomenal talents will be in action in prominent roles at this show. So it's only fitting that Rhea Ripley talked about Jade Cargill, the big WWE signing, the biggest arrival that has hit the women's division in WWE in quite some time. Now, Rhea Ripley is slated to defend the WWE Women's Championship against Becky Lynch. Night 1. Okay? I can't wait. I am looking forward to that so much. Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, they've pushed to open the show. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, that is supposed to open night 1 of WrestleMania. Sign me up. Let's go. Now, there's also another match on night 1 that is very interesting. Jade Cargill will be teaming with Bianca Belair and Naomi to take on Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai in a 6-woman tag. This will be the official main roster in-ring debut of Jade Cargill. I understand she made her WWE in-ring debut by competing in the Women's Royal Rumble match in January, and she looked great. But this is the official debut, if you will. She has signed with the SmackDown roster. Her entrance, holy smokes. Top line, Jade Cargill, I will say. Lights go out. There's a storm coming, plays. She approaches from the dark shadows, right? The silhouette of someone in her pose. It's a phenomenal entrance. I love it. I think they knocked it out of the ballpark. And she's going to be able to shine on the biggest stage possible. I initially pitched Jade Cargill and Nia Jax, but obviously they're going in a different direction. But I like the fact that Jade Cargill is coming in as a babyface, because the last time we saw her on AEW television, she was a heel. And WWE fans, well, they're welcoming her with open arms to the main roster. They're like, okay, you were a powerhouse in AEW. Now you're over on our side, right? It goes back to that tribalism, which is so ridiculous if you think about it. Tribalism in wrestling. You're an AEW fan. You're a WWE fan. Oh my God. So anyway, point of today's video is this. Rhea Ripley was on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. Did y'all catch that little segment? That little real life confrontation, if you will, on the MMA Hour between them? Right? Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, they aired it on Monday Night Raw. Anyways, Rhea Ripley said this regarding Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, she's amazing. I'll give her props. She's aesthetically pleasing. She looks amazing. She is amazing. Everything about her screams superstar. So when that time comes, I'd love to step in the ring with her. But that's a money match. We have to wait for the perfect moment and the perfect stage, whether that's WrestleMania next year or WrestleMania in a few years. We'll all have to wait for that. End quote. 100%. 100%. Jade Cargill is a star. I keep telling everybody, this chick's different. This chick is a unicorn. Booker T on his Hall of Fame podcast, noting that, well, he didn't know, but he teased the idea of reintroducing himself, right? So on his Hall of Fame podcast, I was getting confused with Bud Balser for a minute. I saw a tweet. Anyways, people were like, what the heck is this guy talking about? So anyway, Booker T on his Hall of Fame podcast, he was talking about Jade Cargill, and he was talking about how someone like her comes across as a superstar. She comes across as a megastar. And that just like China, he made this comparison, only someone like her come along once in a blue moon, and you have to capitalize on that, which is why it is so amazing that AEW and Tony Khan did not just offer her a blank check. And more importantly, it's so interesting that they didn't do more with her in AEW. Now, I understand that Jade Cargill had a very, very successful career in All Elite Wrestling under the creative leadership of Tony Khan. She did. She had a long reign as a TBS champion. She wrestled a lot of different gals, but she was never the women's champion. She never shared the ring with like a Britt Baker or shown in that spotlight. It was the women's division and the top women, and then it was Jade Cargill and everyone else. And while I don't think it's a mistake to separate Jade Cargill from everyone else because she is so different, I think it was a mistake for her not to be showcased and featured and mixing it up with the best that AEW's women's division has to offer. I think that's a crucial mistake. And now in WWE, she's going to be able to share the ring with the Rhea Ripleys and the Bianca Belairs and the Naomis and Asukas and Dakota Kais and Io Skys and down the road, Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. And, you can just keep going down the list. Heck, she's already done that, at least in the Royal Rumble, right? So they've already stepped in the right direction in terms of where AEW went, where they're coming from now. I've said this in regards to, well, there was a lot of criticism, months ago where it was like, well, why is Jade Cargill not on the main roster? Well, why is Jade Cargill not on television? What is she doing? What's she doing? And it's like, calm down. First of all, you knew they had big plans for her considering she did all this media before she made her in-ring debut, right? When she was still training in NXT. And she came out and said this, and WWE officials came out and said this, most notably Triple H and Shawn Michaels, where it's like, look, we know what we have in her. You need to be patient. We are taking our time with her. And then when we feel she is ready, and when she feels she is ready, then she will make her main roster debut. Then she'll make her in-ring debut. And that's exactly what happened. And they built her up on television as this huge signing, and as they should have. And what happened? She turned out to be a huge signing, right? Like, ain't it funny how that works? Because it's hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me. So I think she's going to be in great hands. I cannot wait to see what they can do between Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. I think that is going to be a ton of fun. And I look forward to seeing them share the ring. I think Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi, I think they should go over. There's really no reason why Damage Control should go over, considering that as it stands right now, they're fine if they lose. It's okay. They've been built up so far and so big that it's okay if they lose. Like, it'll be A-okay, at least in my opinion, especially with these types of talents in the ring, right? They're going to be A-okay.